we're getting in here because it's been a while.
I
We're disdained.
I don't even know how to do this. I feel like a stray. Oh, you see what I did
That was
there?
terrible. Your other ones were much better.
What do you mean, my other one? I had other ones?
You could have even did another one like, I don't know what to do with my hands. What do I do with my hands?
Why would
Like
I?
Ricky Bobby.
Why would I say that?
Just a little context here. Taylor's now a married man, and we've been gone for
2 weeks.
about 2 weeks. Now.
Yeah. We've been off to a different world.
Yeah, we pre-recorded a lot of our episodes beforehand, before our little soiree in Costa Rica.
Exactly.
Pura vida.
Yeah.
Do you think Smallville has Pura Vida vibes?
No, not in this episode. There is no Pura Vida here.
You don't think, what's his name, Ryan?
No.
Ryan
has nothing, and I'm pretty sure the villain's name is Stepdad.
His name is James.
Is that his name? I only got Stepdad.
I think you may hear it once throughout the episode.
You're going to have to pinpoint it, because I never thought they said it.
I'm going to call him the actual shotgun master.
I was going to say, I thought he was Hobo with a shotgun, but I couldn't have, like, any type of tie-in. I thought for a minute he was going to be weak, but then he started blowing faces off.
He's what John aspired to be in Nicodemus.
Well,
with the shotgun.
That's true. John probably read a report about this guy, because this guy doing it this many times, you know he has shotgun kills across the entire nation.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
So many deaths.
This is, yeah.
You look at me wrong?
Hey.
That's
we were busted. We have to get out of here. He's the worst. I think he got into this business because he saw a shotgun and was like, it gives me an excuse to kill people.
Wait. I can use this?
Yeah.
I can use this, right?
I can use this? Yeah, you sure you want me to use this? I haven't touched a gun in years.
It's been a while.
So, after our soiree, Somebody Save Me podcast is now back. Back! 100%.
We're going to have to do some filler Tuesday here just so we can get to the season finale. We're 5 episodes, man. We are so close.
I wish this episode was filler Tuesday.
No.
Actually, I don't know. Even the next one coming up, I don't know. It looks like a lot of filler until season finale.
It's because the problem is that the last 2 episodes are the season finale.
That's true.
So it's like it's such a build up for it that these remaining are kind of just the filler Tuesday quality.
Yeah.
Even though I do like this episode more than Zero. I'm a fan of this episode. This episode's got a lot for me.
Really? Man, I can't agree with that.
You know why? You know why you can't agree? Because there's no Pete and you miss him.
I don't miss him at all.
Oh, okay, so you miss Whitney.
Yeah. I miss Whitney. Tattoo boy. Maybe he's going through withdrawals right now.
Just
bro.
don't ruin his ink.
So, yeah, we are on, finally, Stray. Episode 16 of season 1. We were looking forward to this one, huh? Because we just love this kid. We love him so much.
Man, talk about... I always made comments about nosy Rosies and the characters in this episode. He might as well be named Rosie. I wish they would have just named him that. Instead of Ryan, it's Rosie.
Rosie?
They should have just done it.
It would have been kind of cooler if it was a girl.
See? And then they would have had that nickname, and then she would have been a supervillain. Yes!
Maybe. I don't know. We're getting too extreme here, dude.
Fine, start it.
We open up to Mr. Ryan, this little... Wait, actually...
We don't know it's we're opening up to here the pawn store where he is now giving him an angel, this little kid, giving the pawn store owner a golden angel necklace pendant. Saying, hey, this is real gold. I need to be able to sell it. Pawn stopper or pawn store owner. This isn't real. Get this shit out of my face.
Best I can do for you is $2.
And the kid says, no, my mother died. It means more. Okay, 60. Joseph, can you pause for me real quick here?
Yeah.
This is why I needed to pause.
Yeah.
He says he's going to give him $60. Why is he opening the safe for $60?
Apparently you don't keep $60 in your wallet.
It's 320s. What do you mean? You don't keep 320s inside of a register?
Yeah, I was about to say, where is the register?
What is he doing? Is this under the table pawn store dealing?
Yeah, and so like as he's going through the safe under the desk, like he made that so obvious, but Ryan, we're trying to figure out what the hell Ryan's doing.
Well, I first thought that this was a hearing. I first thought that it was a hearing ability where he was like learning the clicks of the actual safe. That's what I immediately went to. I never thought the whole, I'm reading his mind to figure out the combination. I never even thought of that. I was like, man, he must have some super hearing ability.
Yeah, so like right now you're kind of guessing like what the hell is he staring at?
Well,
Why does he look so
confused?
Yeah, he looks confused. And so as the owner is digging through that safe, Ryan is confused. Maybe
his
playing
eyes
some
going
Jimmy
everywhere.
Neutron think.
Then he smiles.
Brain blast. He goes outside of the store, leaves, and goes to this random couple. This random couple in a truck. You don't know who the hell they are. It's like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm gonna read my comic.
Well, I first thought that this was the villains for Rocky and Bullwinkle, where this was the woman and the guy, where they were like, we need to catch him. I immediately thought he had some type of Russian accent. Maybe I was wrong. Obviously, I was wrong, as I found out later on. But in this scene, it sounds like that he has an accent. Where
Dude, Mom's hot.
That's not Mom.
Oh, whoever it is.
That's stepdad's girlfriend.
Hot.
Ooh.
She is kind of hot, dude.
I've seen a movie where this ends.
Uh-huh.
But either way, they're now asking him, what is the combination to the safe? He then tells them the combination to the safe. Guy, stepdad, thank you. Okay, Joseph, this is where we then go to the extreme. So let's get the bag, let's put on purge mask, and let's go inside of the store to get this done.
His mask looks exactly like him.
Well, no, it's the Purge man. It looks like the cover of the Purge.
No, but I'm saying it looks exactly like his face.
Well, it's because he's pure evil.
It's like he took a picture, went to a craftsman or something. It's like, hey, I'm gonna make this mask that looks exactly like my face.
You know, and I usually complain a lot about these type of episodes. I'm gonna complain about this one a little bit here, because why can't they have a real hero in the comic that he's reading? Why does it have to be somebody made up? I mean, you could have done something where I don't know, even if it's a tie-in for like a Justice Society member, that would be really cool, even if it was like a Hawkman or something. Just something silly, but Warrior Angel? This might as well be like the Warrior Nun. What is this?
But I will say it is, they do a lot of tie-ins on Superman with Warrior Angel. It's supposed to be like...
I know it's supposed to be a type of knockoff situation. I just thought, come on, give me a real hero. Don't give me somebody made up.
It'd be much cooler if it was Justice Society.
And that's what I mean, is that at this point, if we're still going off of that type of world, Justice Society would have already been around. There would have been a comic about them. That's true.
But they didn't plan this far ahead, you know.
You
know that.
Well, are you kidding me? Smallville planned. They knew what they were getting out of this.
3 directors in one episode.
They knew that it needed some work.
Dude, Jitters was supposed to be the second episode, okay? They didn't have any plan.
And it was a masterpiece.
So, basically, the couple puts on their masks. They're going to go rob the pawn shop owner. Ryan now ditches the car as they go back in. Yeah, he takes his backpack, gets his stuff. Clearly a comic nerd, and he goes up to the window, which I don't know why he does this. Why go up to the window? Just run away. Run away.
I think he's wanting to see what they would do, and here's where I have a problem. This pawn store owner is an old man. He's an old man that's really not going to do anything.
I just want to know, so as Ryan looks through the window, right, he sees them confronting the old man, and the old man's like, oh, hey, what are you doing here? And he's running, like, kind of jogging towards them. But he doesn't even remotely stop soon as this guy pulls a shotgun out and straight at him. Like, not even a stop, not even a, let me raise my hands. He immediately shoots him, and what is Mrs. Gibson? That's what the subtitle said here. What does she ask? Oh my god, I think he's dead.
He's not dead. He's not dead. He just got a shotgun in the face. He's gonna be okay. I swear his head just did not explode everywhere. But here's the other thing, and you gotta stop saying this about the pawn store. I'm not gonna let you get away with this. He's 75. Do you think he can see anything in front of his face?
Yeah, glasses on.
I'm not gonna get that. He probably only
readers.
Readers on. Yeah, it's not. He can't see far away with those things, so he has no idea. He probably thought the guy was pointing at him, saying, "Hey,
you."
But he really says it was either him or us. What was he gonna do?
He wanted to kill someone.
What was he gonna do in this scene?
Yeah, I just don't get it. Also, Mrs. Gibson, so that makes him Mr. Gibson?
No, because that's girlfriend.
But it says Mrs.
What does that mean to me?
Her on the subtitles it said Mrs. Gibson, like
You know-
MRS as in married.
So you're saying that they're married right now. What if she's somebody else's wife and he stole her? Huh? He doesn't look like
Or
a
maybe
good
it's
guy.
just fake names.
So you're saying that the subtitles gives us fake names?
What they go as, they're fake names.
Smallville, you're getting us again here.
Smallville. Yeah, so they get out, and this guy clearly just wanted to go ahead and shoot him. And they, of course, see Ryan running away because he didn't decide to just run from the car.
Well, there's also a perfectly sized hole for the fence.
Yeah,
and
who
he's
cut
able
that?
to run off. All right, Joseph. This is why I'm into this episode so freaking much.
So Ryan's running through the woods, running away from Mr. and Mrs. Gibson. And he runs onto the road. Who runs him over?
All right, it's
Why
Martha.
is he alive?
Joseph, what is Martha doing at this hour?
Affair?
What is? Hold on, I'm just gonna pause real quick here. I just have to get into this because we're gonna find out. Jonathan in here in about the next 30 seconds says it's 10 p.m. on Highway 90. So it's 10 p.m. right now, where Martha just smacks the crap out of the kid with the car.
Dude, he broke the windshield. How's he not dead?
Okay, to your point, I thought he had super abilities.
Oh,
the
because
fact
he
that
gets
they
run
didn't,
over?
the fact that they didn't even get into that, and they just are supposed to accept Martha hitting him at the speed of 70. Apparently, that's why Clark is alive, and Martha should just bring this up to Lex. Problem solved. It can happen.
Oh, that's a good point, dude. Why not go up to Lex like, hey, Lex, can you leave my son alone? Because clearly I ran over someone.
Let me tell you, Lex, he was smaller and he broke the windshield.
I just kept thinking about, like, she going up to Jonathan, Jonathan just being pissed, and I'm thinking about that Office moment. He's like, everyone in the car was fine, Stanley.
Nobody in the car was hurt.
Yeah, nobody in the car was hurt. Just someone outside of it.
Seriously, though, the kid should be dead. And also, I just want to stay on this point. What is Martha doing at 10 p.m. on this night?
Yeah, what is the night, too? What day is it?
It
Is
has-
it a Sunday? Is it a weekday?
It's got to be a weekday.
Pawn shop open
She
till
ain't
10 on
coming
a
back.
weekday?
She ain't coming back from work.
Yeah. She got gloves on, too. It's snowing. I don't know, maybe that's just because of cold. What is she doing?
What is she doing?
Also, what's that car? You seen that car before that she's driving?
No. Who's giving her this car?
Affair?
That's all I'm saying. Just connect the dots. I'm not questioning the kid anymore. I'm questioning Martha.
Gosh, she can't even see, bro. Look at that crack in the windshield.
She's going to be like Ace Ventura, sticking her head out the window.
I love that there's just a shoe. I love that Ryan also points that out. I was like, my shoe flew off. Bro, you're not bleeding from the head?
I thought they were going to like track him down with this shoe. I thought somehow that was going to be some type of connection. I was like, that's impossible.
They smell it. Pineapple Express.
Or maybe it was going to turn into that Bush movie, or then they obviously have track.
Oh, the sniffers.
See, I thought there was going to be some type of connection with any kryptonite in this episode, and that also kind of blew my mind, because spoiler, we don't get any answer on why he's able to take that car hit. We kind of get it answered about why he's able to read minds. It's just, it has nothing to do with kryptonite.
Yeah.
And even the villains with the mom and dad here, Mr. and Mrs. Gibson, according to you, I don't like them.
It's according to the subtitles, dude.
I'm not liking this whole, and you brought this up earlier, though, and this is why I'm actually mentioning it to you right now. You brought this up earlier in the season when we were doing these episodes. This is where they were going to get to the point where the less power villains were about to come up.
This is the second episode officially that there's no kryptonite.
And this is where it's going to be the completely normal villains now taking a hold. Joseph, for the bottom of my heart, I think I'm tired of the normal folk.
They're going to be... See, the thing is, it's first season. The first season normal folk
I got you.
are
I got
trash.
you. Yeah,
They're so bad. Blackmail.
Blackmail was great.
Okay, in the flashback
He
scene...
was great in Zero. That's the only
Yeah,
thing
the
I loved in it.
flashback scene, because we established who he was, but nah. I'm telling you, yeah, the non-powered people are just whack, bro. And so right now, we go to a commercial, basically. What had happened before is that Mr. and Mrs. Gibson find the shoe. They see Martha drive off. They don't know who picked him up. So they're now going to be hunting down this Ryan kid. Because apparently they need him for these heists. But they're the worst heist people. Because all he wants to do is shoot someone with a shotgun.
Well, and that's the other side of it. I even put in my notes here, why didn't they just sit out and wait for the owner to leave? If you already knew and this is why I'm saying this, if you already know the store combination to the safe, and if you wait for the person to leave, You break into the pawn store. You got about 5 minutes, right? Even if alarm.
Yeah.
Our invisible guys are the guys that walk through walls. Our tattoo artists taught us that. You got 5 minutes before anybody comes.
Yeah.
You knew the combination.
System. Yeah. And you could easily break the door, do something, because you already had the combination.
You already, that's what I mean. You had everything that would usually take the time.
They're the worst ones. The worst heist people I've ever seen, bro. Italian Job would be disappointed.
And now we're going to be opening up to a Law & Order SVU episode.
So we open up after commercial. We are in the best place that the Kents like to go to, the General Hospital, the Smallville General.
They just look at them. Oh my God, it's you again.
Hey, Martha.
What are you doing, Martha? Is that a new kid?
Why is he hurt like this? This isn't Clark.
I hit him with the car.
Jonathan, where are you? Martha's acting up again. My man's just like probably in the middle of having a beer or something. Like, Clark, can you go get your mom?
He's watching the game and having himself a beer right now, Joseph. Don't disrupt him.
Okay, so we open up on Ryan at the hospital. He's reading his comic. This man's addicted. He's got scratches, bruises all over him. And basically, the Kents are just trying to figure out who the hell is this kid? Does he have amnesia? What's going on?
Well, the doctor's saying that he has amnesia, but she's also hinting out a little bit that he's a liar.
Oh,
because
for sure.
she is saying that it's truly rare for somebody to have this type of amnesia. But let me take you over to this place in the corner where Clark can't hear, but it's truly just a step to the left.
My thing is, too, also, I don't know how small town hospitals work.
Okay, all right, I was going to get on this too.
The blinds are completely open. This kid has no shirt on.
This kid is not theirs either.
Yeah, why are the blinds even open? You need confidentiality here. When you get put in a hospital room, Taylor, a little emergency room, whatever it is.
I've never been.
What do they tell you when they say, oh, hey, someone's going to come check on you? Either have some type of clothing on, or hey, your parents are coming back in, get dressed, you're ready to go. It's not a, hey, yeah, keep your shirt off. We're going to go talk about you outside real quick while the blinds are open. We can see you.
Joseph, I think what Smallville has taught us is that I'm allowed to take a kid, put him in the hospital, and say, give me his medical records.
Yeah, amnesia. Oh, he gets beat.
He gets beat? Tell me more about his abusive family, doctor, because I'm not related.
We'll take him in. We need another son anyways.
Yeah, what is this? I think that would be best, because what the nurse says, you know what? I'm sorry, but we don't have anywhere to put him besides prison. We have to put him in prison for the evening. That's the only way he's going to be able to stay out of anyone's
not
way.
Actual prison.
Okay,
it's child services. I know what you...
she said juvenile cell at the sheriff's station.
Oh,
that is
you're right.
Juvenile cell at the sheriff's station is prison.
Yo. Locked up, they gonna let me out. Dude. Wow, that's a crazy. Why would they do that? He just got ran over, so shouldn't Martha be in the jail cell?
Let's make this, you know what? We're going to make this even worse. So it's 10 p.m. tonight. And they said that the services can't come until tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
They can't wait 9 hours in the hospital?
Yeah.
You can't wait 9 hours in the hospital in a room? What, are you filling up those rooms tonight?
Those taxpayer dollars won't pay for that, dude.
Yeah, we need to send him to jail now.
And so Clark is over here like, well, why can't he come with us? God, Clark.
That's a great idea, Clark. Woohoo!
Yeah, John's like, yeah, Clark.
Yeah.
I want another son.
I finally get a son I can beat.
And they're still just like, I hate how awkward that is. They're just looking at each other back and forth through the window. Man's still the shirtless wonder.
I was going to say, somebody should have told the kid, but why does he have a shirt off?
Yeah. And the doctor does hint that all the scrapes and bruises are not even all from the crash. Apparently, Mr. and Mrs. Gibson were beating his ass.
All right, here's my other issue with that. Martha hit him so hard, there's no way in hell you could say, those bruises were not from the crash. What do you mean?
Yeah, do you see the car?
Do you see how bad the car is banged up?
Yeah, he lost his shoe.
Yeah, the kid should be dead. His hips turned the other way.
And so we jump to the Kent house, and it's morning. So apparently he's 14, he's 15. I think he's supposed to be 15. Are
you kidding me right now? Because Clark is 14, Joseph.
No, so this is the thing. I looked this up, right, because I wanted to mention this. So the funny thing is, his name is Ryan Kelly in real life.
Yes.
So he goes by Ryan James in this episode. he was actually 14 or 15 at the time of filming, which is the exact age Clark, Lana, Chloe, and all them are supposed to be.
Oh, yes.
Imagine, the show honestly could have been a lot better if they got someone his age to do it.
but it's a different time period because now it's, of course, since you've seen the other newer shows like Stranger Things, things like that, where you can trust kid actors. Nobody trusted kid actors back then.
Oh, dude, and this one's pretty bad.
Yeah, exactly. You trusted them to be like some type of comedy relief and all of that, but you never truly wanted them to like a whole cast of kids. No, that's on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, so anyways, this 14-year-old, what Clark is supposed to be, has made an entire spread of breakfast for the entire family. You see the stacks of pancakes he made?
He's wanting to thank them for allowing him to stay, where now he's going to pull a magic trick, as we would like to say in the Clark world, out of his back pocket, where he's telling Martha what her favorite pancakes are, Joseph, which are pancakes with powdered sugar.
And syrup.
No, she said no syrup.
Oh, no syrup.
No syrup. You know how dry those pancakes are?
So she likes bread.
She likes just dryness in her mouth.
She likes sugar on bread.
I need to make sure all of the moisture in my mouth is completely soaked up. Can you make sure of this?
So I kind of want to go back to my earlier points of how John, or maybe the Kents, were paying people in bread. Because look at how much dough is being used here, bro. That's a lot of pancakes. They got bread to spare. No wonder they were using it as currency.
Okay, all right.
Dude, I'm just saying, bro. Theory. In check right now. It's in check.
So I was right, though, and Pete should have brought his parents back to the Kent farm so then they could have been paid in bread. You were against that.
No one needs Pete on that farm.
Pete would have used a loaf or two.
I'll take his parents over him. Okay. I haven't even met his parents.
Just remember they raised him.
And so, yeah, Ryan is pulling this magic trick. He's basically guessing everyone's favorite breakfast, their dish, what they like to eat. Scrambled eggs, bacon, coffee with milk, and a little bit of honey. Honey in your coffee?
By the way,
is that a thing?
Also, my only thing when it came to this. Oh, yeah, I knew what your breakfast was, John. It's just scrambled eggs, bacon, and some coffee. That's actually just a normal thing. That's not even special. But here's the...
I could have pulled that out of my ass.
But here is where Jonathan turns into my hero. Oh, yeah, that is my favorite. Maybe you could teach Clark a thing or two. Yeah. Jonathan, you son of a bitch.
And right before Clark comes down, too.
You insult.
Clark's like, oh, someone say my name?
By the way, nobody waits on Clark in this scene. Everybody is ready to get inside of their breakfast because they are so happy with having the son they've always wanted.
Clark or Ryan?
A kid I can't beat or a kid I can beat?
So Clark comes down and is like, oh, yeah, so Ryan made everything. And Clark even points out, oh, you're making me look bad, dude. Dad's gonna beat me later.
But this is also where Ryan figures out he can't read Clark.
He can't read Clark. And is this a Edward Cullen, Bella Swan situation?
You know, oh my god. Oh my god. Yes.
It is.
So
I can read everyone's mind in here, except you.
So if Ryan took Clark into the forest and said, what do you think I am?
Say it.
Say it out loud.
Say it.
What if Clark told Ryan to jump on and said, hold on tight, spider monkey? Would you have died and gone to heaven? Because I would have.
He'd be like, he'd be like, Superman.
Yes!
And basically, they're trying to figure out with Ryan again, hey, you sure you can't remember anything last night?
By the way, this is hilarious. Shut up, John!
Yeah, and hey, they did clear. I said I don't remember. I've got you eggs and bacon. What else do you need?
Yeah, mind your business, dude.
God, I put honey in your coffee.
What else do you want?
Anyways, they do clarify there right now, 10 o'clock at night.
I told you, it's 10 p.m.
So
what is Martha doing? Why is Jonathan not
John
asking?
interrogating the kid when he should be interrogating his wife?
Yeah, what is going on?
Whose car was that, Martha, and why were you out?
Martha, what were you doing that late at night?
Why'd you have those gloves on?
We get mad at Clark for being out that late. What were you doing?
Do they?
I don't know. When he was normal, they didn't. When he has powers, they do.
So it's like, yeah, Ryan, you're pretty sketch. You're not answering our questions. I'm not hiding anything.
I'm not hiding anything. Get out of here.
And then he kind of storms off out of the table. It's like, and then Clark, no, it's pretty obvious that he's hiding something.
I like Clark. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah, and so Ryan goes and runs away to the tractor outside.
Oh, God.
And sulks in the corner of the barn.
Can we just press fast forward on this part? Oh, my God. This is the sweet brotherly moment.
We'll let this go.
Yeah, there is no pausing in this scene. This is a sweet brotherly moment where now Clark is trying to go up to Ryan to build a relationship where Ryan is just saying, I don't have a home, nobody loves me, what's going to happen to me? And Clark is just trying to calm him down.
Everything's going to work out, Ryan.
We're going to be able to figure it out. Let me try to bond with you. So you like comics? Explain this Warrior Angel guy to me. Why do you like him so much? Well, because he protects people who can't protect themselves. Isn't that every hero, kid?
Isn't that Clark? You must be new here, Ryan. That's me. You know what's crazy is that Warrior Angel is such a frequent thing in this show. It will become more relevant later.
Really? Oh, well, that's because Lex is a big fan, though. That's why.
That, but also
because he's Mr. Glass.
There's that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's like the same.
Yeah, and so like Warrior Angel is the first time it's referenced because I was kind of freaking out over that because they do mention that quite a bit like later on in other
Warrior
seasons.
Nun.
Warrior Nun. Warrior Nun. So yeah, they're shooting some hoops. And Ryan's like, I'm sorry, I really suck.
Okay.
I would have been like, yeah, Ryan, you do suck.
When Clark hands in the basketball and Ryan just throws it up underhand, and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm bad. Clark's yeah.
Idiot.
What was that?
I would have left.
You ever see a basketball
I'd be
before?
like, I'm gonna go back and eat the breakfast.
Listen, orphan, this is how you shoot.
Can he talk to him like that? He was an orphan, dude.
I know, that's why he can say that, right? Orphans can call other orphans orphan.
I hate orphans.
Yeah, but if you have a family, you can't call somebody an orphan. That's just bad taste.
So they're basically bonding, and he shows him how to shoot a basketball. And not that hard, Ryan.
No, he makes it in his first try, which is a very sweet brotherly moment.
He hustled his ass.
Where now they're hugging each other. And we are cutting to the next scene in the hospital where the best villain I've ever seen walks up to the hospital desk, says, hey, I'm looking for the little boy that was just here. Give me his name.
Yeah, who are you?
I'm a private investigator. Where's your badge?
Basically, he said, I'm a dick.
Can you even show me a badge?
Yeah, why didn't she even ask for that?
It's because she knew he was a liar, because he came in and fooled the woman in the show.
Yeah, so soon as the desk lady leaves...
Look what she's even wearing. Why is she wearing that outfit?
As soon as the desk lady leaves, Mr. Gibson goes back into the corner and I guess is going to leave because he doesn't want the nurse to actually... He just wanted to find out, and obviously Ryan's not there. He's not there, so he's like, all right, found out. Goes back to Mrs. Gibson, who's dressed like Chloe.
No, Mrs. Gibson is dressed like Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera did with that leather jacket and the leather hat.
Or Sex in the City.
Ooh, that is Sex in the City outfit.
Yeah.
But again, Mr. and Mrs. Gibson just now leave. We're going back to the brotherly moment. That was such a weird scene to even put in there.
Like, why would we cut to that? Why wouldn't that be the one right before the commercial?
But we don't even need it.
Yeah.
Well, it gives us it gives us absolutely nothing whatsoever.
Like, they could have added in later, like, with another scene, like, oh yeah, we checked the hospital.
Well, no, Joseph, if he was, and again, we're going to get to it, but in the scene where Ryan's there and he's just standing right behind him, just have that.
Yeah. You
don't have to explain anything in between that on how they found him. Everybody would just probably been like, oh yeah, he's there.
Yeah, it's not hard to track a kid down.
Yeah.
Small town,
small people.
Small town. So basically, Martha and John are just admiring the brotherly bond with Clark and Ryan at the barn.
All right, so this is where I can get into my theory now, since we have some time here while they're watching their kids.
Mm-hmm.
I think Martha was cruising down Highway 90 looking for kids. I think that Jonathan and Martha are wanting to collect kids because with Jonathan saying you've always had a thing for strays, well, the last one turned out just fine. It's very bizarre in the sense of they are wanting more children.
Did you say it's very bizarre?
That they want bizarro.
Oh.
That they are wanting an army of kids to be swarming that farm so Jonathan doesn't have to do any work whatsoever.
Yeah, we're trying to retire early. We need more kids.
So, I also kind of agree with the point of, do they regret not adopting more children? I don't think so, because obviously the moment they figure out, once Clark has abilities, they cannot adopt any more children. But it also goes back to my other question on why Jonathan is so happy in this episode. Bro, the man resents Clark. The man wants a normal kid so freaking bad. When the episode where Clark was normal, and then this episode, Jonathan might as well be screaming at the top of the building, I hate that you have powers.
I honestly think it's like something lingering where it's like for one, he's not normal. Second, it's not actually his kid. You know what I mean?
There's so many underlying things
like,
here with
Clark
him.
could have beat his ass at the age of 6.
And that has scarred him. Maybe Clark did beat his ass at the
He's
age of 6.
traumatized.
And that's why Jonathan is so against him.
He's like actually crippled or like mentally handicapped or something.
I remember
like,
when you lifted me up.
It's like, Martha, I need your help with everything now.
Oh my god.
Or maybe he's just joking. Maybe he's like, Clark beat my ass, Martha.
What if he broke his leg one day? Just like hit him to the square.
Damn it, Dad, I'm tired of these chores!
God, and he kicks him.
So, as we've been ranting and rambling on, we're at commercial right now. We're getting back to the show.
What do you mean we're ranting? These are great points I'm making over here.
Dude, this episode needs to be like 30 minutes.
No, it needs to be 3 hours.
Now, these are the best parts here.
I agree.
We open back up to the mansion. We're with Luther's, and who's special guest starring again? We got that boy John Glover. We got Lionel Luther.
Is this your favorite person?
I love him so much. Look at that hair.
All right. So they're now showing up here where they're kind of this is a very interesting scene between them because this is one of the first times where Lionel is showing up unannounced, but it's not something to be an asshole about. This is something where he is coming to compliment his son for the very first time of a job well done of how he has been in Smallville, I'm assuming turning the numbers, the profits, everything into the Luthor Corp's favor. Lionel seems very impressed with finally what his son is turning out to be.
Yeah. He actually comes in here smiling and giggling and proud of you, son, pretty much.
Like, well, now we have another story, too. What's with Alexander the Great? What is with the connection? It's like one of the writers just had a research paper of Alexander the Great where now every episode has a type of connection.
Well, I think it's to also link how much of a history buff the Luthers are, but also he clearly named Lex after Alexander the Great.
Maybe it's just the Luthers are the ones that are obsessed with the story more than anything.
Yeah, no, you know, he's already told you like, oh,
by the way,
my father's obsessed with Roman and Greek mythology, all that stuff.
By the way, if I'm Lex, though, I hate Alexander the Great. Dude. Only because of how often you had to be able to hear about him. Oh my God, just shut up.
Kind of technically is Alexander the Great, but modern times.
So what I was hoping for, and again, this is where I'm going to get into my little opinions that I wanted them to change. So I was hoping whenever they're going along the lines of the father and son relationships, if they would just bring a little comment up about some new gods. If they would then explain the true crappiness of fathers on how they can come to an agreement where they trade their own sons to one another. If they would have brought up a Mr. Miracle and Orion, a High Father Darkseid type of tale, man, I would have flipped out. That is what I would have wanted to see because I love me some Scott.
It's cool that they should at least planned ahead with references like that because you can always play it later on.
That's what I mean. That's just a simple story you could say about new gods. Mm-hmm. Like you could just tell a tale about.
And it doesn't even have to be technically anything crazy. Just maybe a story. Oh yeah, these two kings traded their sons.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit. The nerds are like, oh.
Exactly. You got everybody going crazy.
But yeah. So anyways, like. And they draw a comparison, too, even as Lionel's comparing Philip of Macedonia, who is obviously Alexander the Great's father. He raised his son among lions to make him fierce. Bro, that's exactly what he did with Lex.
That's what I do. I'd raise my son near lions.
I've seen your son. He's not a lion.
He's furry like a lion.
So, basically, this whole conversation that Lionel's been having with Lex is, hey, position... where you'd be basically right under me, my right-hand man, back in Metropolis for you. Get the hell out of Smallville. Been proud of you. You've been doing great over here.
Lex even gives a giddy little smile in this scene, too.
He's like, wow.
He is so pleasantly shocked, and he's like, I can't believe Daddy's asking me to go and join him. Mm-hmm. It's actually a very cute moment. And it's because Lex is getting what he wants. It's for the first time his father is not tricking him.
Yeah, and he's actually showing him some type of affection.
Well, and it's weird because Lionel now, well, we don't have to play games this time around, son. I want you in Metropolis. Lex, of course, well, Dad, that's all we do is play games.
That's true.
And
and you can't blame Lex, dude.
Kinda, but kinda I can, because this is all that you wanted.
That's true.
Lionel's admitted that you've earned this spot.
But see, the thing is, they've also alluded to how we've talked about he's getting interested in the town, interested in the freaks.
That's fine, but still, you don't have to continue to like tease the father. If that's the case, then say you want to stay.
Hey man, can't you just think about it? Can't you sleep on it, Taylor? This is business moves, brother.
We both know the mind was already made up.
Whatever, dude. Anyways, you did mention unannounced. Lionel was unannounced.
Lionel was unannounced for sure.
All right. So now, after that convo, it ends. We get to Smallville High at the Torch because we can just bring 14-year-olds.
Well, okay, so if we're going along this show, he's supposed to be probably 12.
I don't know.
There's no way he's supposed to be 14 or 15 because that's the same age as them. So I'm going to say he has to be 11 or 12.
12, okay. Anyways, we're bringing 12-year-olds in the schools?
Yeah, we allow them to without any type of passes, or then they can
or
go...
a parent.
Well, they can go into the Torch office because everyone's allowed into the Torch office. Where Chloe is now saying, oh, hey, you're just like Casper Claus, or Claus Casper, whatever the hell she says. Which is her then explaining the story about a boy showing up in the German town and not knowing anything except for his own name. Where then people came to travel to then see...
if it was their son or their child. If
it was their long-lost son. And the whole time you're like, oh, this is kind of a sweet story. Ryan, well, did he ever find his parents?
Chloe's like...
What do you mean? Why would you even...
Yeah, he did. It's like clearly lying.
Chloe, why would you tell that story?
And then we already know Ryan can read people, so it's like, he clearly is like, well, why don't you just tell me that he died?
Chloe, why are you telling that story to this kid?
Oh, sorry. Why don't you just tell me he was murdered?
Chloe, why are you telling this story?
You know Chloe, bro, just rambles on. She doesn't know what the hell she's saying sometimes.
She knew what story she was saying before she started talking about it.
Yeah, but she didn't know until he asked that one question.
What, that he wasn't going to want to know the ending?
Guess she underestimated a 12-year-old.
Velma, sometimes.
And so now, basically why they brought him here is that they're going to take
put him on
picture.
the wall, a freak.
No, she's going to take a picture of him so that we can put him in the missing persons register or whatever. And so she goes off and does that. And now Ryan's like, hey, you know she really likes you.
I don't like this part. Yeah. I don't like this part at all. This isn't too much, Ryan. Ryan, stop it.
Why do you not like this?
Ryan, stay out of people's heads.
She just wants to be more than just friends.
Listen, and the fact, okay,
can you pause it? Clark, I hate Clark's reaction to this. Because he's like, Chloe? No way. It's like, are you serious, bro?
Okay, all I put in my notes for this entire scene, Clark, you are so dumb. You are so dumb. Dumb.
He's the dumbest idiot, I swear.
Because even as Ryan is explaining to him, being like, all she wants you to do is ask her to prom.
She picked out a dress already.
She already picked out a pink dress and everything. Ryan, you just met Chloe. She hates dresses. You don't know anything. All Ryan had to say was, well, maybe she has a romantic side you never knew about. He didn't have to read the mind to figure this out, Clark. That maybe somebody has a different type of emotional feeling that they don't want people to know. How old are you, Clark?
How is he this dense, too? There's no way you're going to believe, like, Chloe doesn't like me. Are you serious?
You know what I hate? And this, see, I have a lot of problems. I always do, I know. But I wish he would have had a different reaction, meaning like, no, there's no way. Like, he would have freaked out like a rejected, like, I would never want my friend to think of me like that. Instead, Clark just keeps smiling. No, you're joking.
Stop it, Ryan.
Clark, come on, dude. Like, come on.
Dude, I'm telling you, he's dumb, bro. See what the farm life does to you?
Okay, I'm not getting that far.
And so...
maybe my mom hit you harder than we thought.
Yeah, that's something to joke about Martha's attempted murder.
Yeah, seriously, that was actually really a brutal hit, and we're still not talking about how Martha should have killed a kid.
Too soon, Clark. This is showing you're kind of dumb.
Martha was so cruising down the highway for kids. Just throwing that out there.
And so after the Torch, we go to the Talon because we're taking Ryan everywhere nowadays. And so, yeah, Clark is over here.
I love seeing Lana.
Lana's
I just love seeing Lana.
Talking with Lana, it's like, hey, it's great to have a sibling, someone you can trust all the time and blah, blah, blah. And Lana's like, yeah, it's kind of how I see you, Clark.
No.
Get friend zone,
No,
Clark.
Joseph, it's much worse than that. He says that it's like having a little brother. And she says, that's how I look at you.
We're the same age.
Bro, the moment she made a brother comparison to you, walk away. Just leave. Get angry about it and be like, that's not how I want
You know
you
what
to
I would
look
have
at
done
me.
if I was Clark? It's like, hey, remember last week when you sniffed that flower and then you got naked in front of me and tried to have sex with me? And you broke up with Whitney? You do that to your little brother?
Oh my God.
You do that to your little brother? Ryan, let's go.
Clark should have been mad. He needed to get angry.
I would have been so mad.
I would have been so pissed.
I would have been
If this
so
was
pissed.
true, again, Joseph, if a girl that you like says you're like a brother, haha, that's not a joke. This isn't funny anymore.
I would have done exactly what Clark did. Like, made a weird face, like.
Oh my God.
And so now they're, talking on their own. Lex comes into the Talon and is commenting on Ryan.
Why is
reading,
Ryan a dick to him?
Because he can read him, apparently.
Why? He doesn't read anything in his mind right now.
You don't know that.
No, I do know that. Watch this scene. Ryan has no idea about anything with Lex.
He already guessed his name.
Who cares?
He already knows. He's reading his head.
Well, his head doesn't have anything except thinking about the job offer his father just presented to him.
And what does Ryan tell him about?
Exactly.
Okay, look. He's
but the
definitely
problem
reading
is,
it.
why does Ryan hate him?
Alright, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. This guy's thinking about a job offer.
White and bald.
What an ass.
He likes comics. God.
God,
Clark already asked me about the comics earlier.
God.
And so, yeah, this is basically going into how Lex is a fan of the comics himself. He has a whole collector's edition.
Original first edition panels.
Sounds like Taylor over
Hey,
here.
actually, that's probably my room. That probably is my room.
It's like, that's what rich people do. Collect stuff.
Oh, yeah? Hey, just because I had the first ever team up of Batman and Superman, who cares, right?
Yeah.
Nobody. But Taylor.
Strange visitor from another planet who protects the weak. Comparison to Superman comics. Action Comics #1.
Hold on, but he's bald, so Lex loves him.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Fun fact, though, in the first early drafts of Superman, he was bald.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And instead they decided to make the villain bald.
Yeah.
So, I think actually Lex did have hair in his first ever appearance.
The red hair?
Yes, and then it wasn't until like Superman maybe #7, I think, where then they made him bald. And it wasn't even a thing that was mentioned, I'm almost positive. Somebody can always correct me, though.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. On
Like
him
they
having
just,
hair before.
and then they just made him not have hair, and there was no real explanation to it. It's just something that happened. I just want to say this. Same thing when Two-Face, Harvey Dent, was first appeared. His name was Harvey Kent.
Oh, Lord.
Whoa!
Is that a typo or on purpose?
I don't know when it comes to those little things. I don't know what really made a factor, unless it's because they didn't want it to be Clark Kent. Oh, the resemblance was too much.
Yeah, perhaps.
But how cool would it have been if Harvey Kent was related to Clark Kent?
That'd be terrible.
Why? Family of lawyers.
What
Uncle.
What if it was Ryan who got adopted and grew up and became Two-Face?
His name's not Harvey.
Could be.
Either way, Ryan is now just an asshole to Lex, where Lex is like, hey, you can come over and you can look at the collection. Ryan's response, whatever. Lex, whatever,
Yeah,
right?
don't worry about him. He's going to leave. His father offered him a job.
And that's why Ryan hates him.
And then, yeah.
That's why Ryan hates
I don't
him.
get it. And then Clark's even like, his father wouldn't do that. His father's a dick. He's like, how is no one believing this little kid at this point?
Clark is the only one who doesn't believe this kid. Even Martha and Jonathan are like, man, that's a neat trick that you have. You really can read people.
Did you catch that part, that little frame of the comic where it's showing you're safe now?
Yes.
In the hole and whatnot?
You safe now in the hole?
What I'm saying, you're safe now and his head is appearing through the hole. But as Ryan's reading it, he sees Mr. Gibson's stepdad.
But that's what I mean. You didn't need him in that hospital scene. That's
That's
all you
true.
need it for.
That's true. And then he shows up, and Lana sees him running away all scared.
Lana's not doing anything.
Ryan runs out the back alley of the Talon, and this man immediately jumps. He's a dumpster diver.
Okay. He runs in the back. Mr. Gibson then runs outside, obviously looking for Ryan. Ryan picks the worst hiding spot you could ever pick in a million bajillion years.
He even already looked at it directly and thought, oh, yeah, this is
That's
probably
where he is, because I know where Ryan is. Doesn't Ryan have the advantage, which is mine? Doesn't Ryan have the advantage of being able to know when somebody's around him if he's just reading their mind? Which is also going back to, once again, I have another little nitpicky thing. I wanted to know what the guy's saying in his head to Ryan.
Oh, who knows?
If
probably like, I just found you. Right?
Well, if he was like, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna find you, I would be like, okay, we're getting creepier with the shotgun guy in the face.
That's true.
Like, just give me that, because obviously, even in the scene here, Ryan starts covering his ears like he's freaking out, like he doesn't want to hear the thoughts.
Yeah, trying to block it out.
Yeah.
And so Clark gets word from Lana. Oh yeah, Ryan
After potty break.
Yeah, Ryan just ran out, all scared. So you should probably go check on him. So he comes out here, and the guy gets spooked. He leaves, Mr. Gibson.
Well, Clark immediately starts screaming Ryan. Ryan then is just looking right there outside of
Yeah.
the dumpster.
And so he's in the dumpster, and conveniently this dumpster truck is like lifting the trash into the back. And so basically Ryan's trash now.
This is the worst scene I've ever watched.
Is this Empire Strikes Back?
This is just terrible all around because, Ryan, this is your fault. And if the truck would have squashed you right here, I'd have been like, hey, the kid just jumped
I
in
feel
the...
like you'd be able to climb out of this pretty quick.
Yeah, but unless your name is Ryan, you can't.
Yeah, and so Clark realizes, what does he use here? X-ray vision.
Because he just hears somebody scream, so now we should use it instead of looking for him from the start with X-ray.
And so, yeah, he looks through the truck, sees that there is Ryan, and he goes and breaks through the actual metal of the truck.
He first pulls the nozzle in the hose to make the power stop. Now he opens it where it's the exact shot
Of the comic.
In that panel.
Shitty. The light? Why'd they do that?
I don't understand the
Why
light.
did we need the light?
We didn't need it. It was already the exact scene.
It makes Clark look stupid.
It makes it look dumber unless they're trying to signify, look, he is an angel. A warrior angel. Like,
yeah, so we went to commercial here. Now we can just talk about how stupid.
How much you love this episode?
I hate it. So
you
much.
love this episode.
I do not like it.
No,
I can't believe you like this more than Zero.
I love this more than Zero. Zero didn't give me anything that I wanted. I am wanting more when it comes to Zero because I wanted just the flashbacks of blackmail and nightclub. And instead I got stupid fake guy that not even has any I would much rather have the woman be the villain still.
The majority of Zero is better than this episode entirely.
No, I love Shotgun.
Dude, the different perspectives on everyone, the little mystery regarding the murder of, what was that guy's name? I forgot. But, yeah, it was much better.
What do you mean regarding the mystery of what's his face?
The murder of that dude.
You wanted it to be like The Last Duel, but it wasn't like Last Duel, okay? This wasn't like...
I think we both wanted that.
Yeah, and we didn't get that, which is why this episode is better. I expected nothing from this episode, and I got some great moments. AKA, Martha, where were you at 10 p.m.?
Man.
I got questions that have not been answered.
We're never going to find out.
Dude, what was she doing? I'm not going to let this go.
10 o'clock at night.
10 o'clock on Highway 90. What's near around that?
Route 90, bro.
Okay, she's looking for kids. I need somebody to convince me she's not looking for kids.
Yeah, well, we'll come back to that, okay? So we're back from commercial. We're back at the barn. It is nighttime. Somehow Clark, a 15-year-old child, is still working. Manual labor here.
Well, it's because Jonathan's not doing anything.
And Lex, yeah, he passed out from all the beer earlier.
Well, it's because he's hanging out with his new favorite son. They probably went to a baseball game.
Oh, my God. And Lex comes in here unannounced, of course, with a coffee.
He's trying to stay awake. You know what? I actually don't mind this scene. Because this is a lot of Lex is really struggling with the decision, where usually he would be coming to see Clark and kind of just, in a way, Lex always looks out for Clark and wanting to find something out, like being like, hey, what's going on? What's this? What's that? There's always an alternative motive. This is the one time where I don't think there's any alternative motive.
At all.
It's truly just wanting a friend's perspective and a friend's kind of, hey, I got this thing going on. I can't believe it. I don't know what to do.
I think it's also a thing where he kind of wants Clark to tell him, just stay here, man. We're having a good thing going.
He wants somebody to give him a reason to stay.
And so as he's discussing things, because about the kid and whatnot, he mentions...
About the brothers.
His little brother, Julian, that he had. Julian Luther. He died when Lex was 11.
And he said that he's never seen Lionel happier before than having an addition. Which, again, going to my point about Jonathan. I'm sorry, I have to pause it again. But with Jonathan and how he is with Ryan, makes me feel like, is that what they're trying to show us? Is how Lionel would have been with Julian? And
for sure.
And they're trying to show where Lex even believes Lionel looked at Julian as his second shot of having a kid that he could actually love versus... in my opinion, turning a kid into just yourself.
For sure. And, of course, he'd, probably didn't really like his son that much since he was bald at some point.
What? Wait, what?
That's right.
So are you saying that he only wanted a new boy just so... I want hair.
Yeah.
If I don't have hair...
You seen Lionel's hair? Come on, man. You see whole scalp, and you're just like...
But...
Bring in the other kid.
Lex also describes how his mother found him at the crib. He was no longer breathing. His mother never was the same person after that moment. Father never was. Lex and his father got even more distant from each other, where it pretty much turned into the crap that he's in now.
And that's why he yearns for that family. That's, remember, because he had that, that fixer-up family at one point, and then he looks at Clark like a little brother.
But yes and no. Because of what Lex says here. We would have ended up hating each other anyway.
Because Julian would have been the favorite.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. No matter what, it's regardless of what had happened with the family, Lex was going to turn out to be the tragic one in it.
Mm-hmm. And then now he finally spills into, like, hey, enough about this. My dad offered me a job. And then Clark's like, wait, did you tell Ryan about that? Because he's putting two and two together now. He's like,
Dummy finally figured something out.
Like, how is Ryan knowing all this shit?
Finally.
And so... Even Clark tells him, he's like, well, it's always what you wanted, man, so why don't you go do it? Lex is like, I don't know anymore. Because he likes the freaks, bro. Oh, he likes the freaks.
I think you're a freak.
Dude, he likes the freaks.
Either way, this is actually a very endearing moment because Clark is even like, this is what you've always wanted. This is something you've always wanted to be. This is you.
And if anyone can choose who they want to be, it's you, Lex. So, after that convo, we go back to the Talon. Who is it walking in with Ryan now?
This is one of my favorite scenes. One of my favorite scenes of all time.
It's Jonathan. He brings in Ryan. He goes up to Lana's like, well, Ryan's been doing chores with me all day, so I thought I'd come bring him over here, have some good times with him, get him whatever he wants.
So,
give me a coffee, though.
So, Jonathan walks up to the Talon, asks Lana, being like, hey, Lana's so shocked. Because Jonathan would never take Clark to go to see Lana at the Talon. Of course he wouldn't. That would have been too sweet of his father to do. He tells her, hey, Ryan can get whatever he wants. I'm going to go to the back to call Martha so I can see what she wants. No mention of Clark.
That's right.
No mention of getting Clark something because he hates Clark.
Yeah, and so my thing is...
What did he
Has
do?
this been the weekend the entire time? Because I know at the Torch, maybe it was a Friday. Was it Thursday, Friday, and now we're on the weekend? Because, yeah, why aren't we mentioning Clark? Lana's at work. She'd be at school.
Well, here's the other side of it, too. Wasn't, what's it called, Special Services supposed to be in tomorrow morning?
That's right.
They don't come in until when? Like, the next, 2 days after.
Dude, the schedule is everywhere.
The schedule is everywhere this episode. There is no type of time flow. In fact, to your point, that should have been Friday when Martha hit the kid and where they couldn't come out until Monday.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's the case here.
Why did they say tomorrow?
I don't know.
That's what, yeah.
I don't know.
This should have been something so easy to fix. But yeah, why would you say tomorrow?
Yeah, and so as Ryan is left alone with Lana, they're basically talking about secrets.
Well, I love it because...
Big thing about secrets.
What do you think about your friends having secrets from each other?
Yeah, I think Clark's hiding something from me, Lana.
Yeah, you're hiding something from them too, Ryan. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I'm hiding things from Clark as well.
Yeah. And Lana then says, well, we all have our own secrets. Ryan, tell me your secret. Listen, Ryan, we just got on the subject, man. We said nobody tells each other's secrets.
Yeah, like, so why would I tell you?
Why would I tell you?
It ain't no secret anymore,
This is
kid.
it. What are you talking about? We just went over this.
John, take him out.
No, Sunday.
Yeah, I'll get you and Martha anything you want, but make him go back do chores.
Second part of the funniest scene on planet Earth.
I love this shit.
A woman named Sky then walks up to take the glasses away from Lana in order to help out.
Employee.
Ryan immediately looks, says, you know what? You don't need to trust her, Lana.
She's not a good person. You should fire her.
No explanation. None whatsoever. Lana, why would you say something like that? Ryan, because it's the truth. Lana's face. Okay, I'm going to do it.
Know?
I'm going to do it. Lana immediately does
She's literally contemplating,
yes.
like... And they don't even follow up on that later, bro.
No, they do. They do. They say it at the end.
Do they?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yes.
Maybe I missed that part.
But I just had to mention the 12-year-old explains nothing.
Dude.
Fire her.
I would be...
Okay, you know what? I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Oh my god, No
Hey,
wonder.
Sky, come over here real quick.
No wonder Clark loves you.
And so, okay, see, my thing is here. We pull up to the Kent house after the Talon. You know, it's Jonathan and Ryan in the blue truck. They pull up. They're in a clear view of the driveway and the other side of the fence where Mr. and Mrs. Gibson are just staking out the house. It's broad daylight. How do you not see them? I'd be like, whose truck is that?
Here's also my other issue. What is Ryan's distance with mind?
That is true.
How far can you read somebody's mind that's away? So, wouldn't, if they were approaching, which we are going to find out that obviously they do get closer. We saw him at the Talon where it was a good distance. Now we're seeing them are either just across the street. Is that enough distance? The Ryan ability, it's once again something that's not explained fully to me where it bothers me. But they're going over what their plan is, Mr. and Mrs. Gibson, where then the plan is now involving Lex Luthor, because since we found a rich billionaire playboy, that means that we're going to get him first. All right. You just saw Jonathan and Ryan pull up in the blue truck, right?
Right.
What's that in the background?
Blue truck.
Okay, so we cut to the next scene where Chloe and Clark are going back down to Highway 90 in the same truck that Jonathan pulled up in, which also goes back to the timing here in this episode does not make sense.
It doesn't at all. It's everywhere.
So I can make it make sense a little bit.
Okay.
Let me do this. This is where it makes Jonathan an even bigger asshole, which makes me love it. So Jonathan went to the Talon with Ryan. Picked everyone up from suites, even called home to get Martha's suite. Clark has been sitting at home the entire time waiting for his dad to return home with the truck. His dad completely ignored Clark and did not get him anything. Returned home and said, "Here's the keys. Go get your own."
Hey, you got to fill it up.
Oh my God. And then Clark was able to take it.
Tell Chloe to chip in, too.
That is what I believe is the only explanation.
Dude.
Because otherwise, the timing does not make sense with this.
Yeah, it doesn't at all. And so basically how we jump to Clark and Chloe with the truck is that they're looking on the same road
Look
that
at her outfit.
Ryan got ran over. Her outfit.
Look at her.
Do we have the first glimpse of Chloe's true fashion, bro? This is what I was talking about since first episode, dude. I was very shocked it went on this long. That we did not get the stupidest outfit ensemble that Chloe likes to pull on these shows. Dude, I gotta back up real quick just a little bit, because she is wearing like fuzzy loose pants underneath a tight little long skirt with some
It's the longest skirt I've ever seen.
with boots on and a purple jacket. The colors are everywhere.
Look at that.
And then the shirt underneath just looks like a really bright blue blouse.
Oh my God.
I don't get it. Who is her fashion?
Oh,
Who's her fashion icon?
Harriet the Spy. I already told you. I told you this in episode 2. Her fashion idol was Harriet the Spy. She's 14 years old.
Dude, and so, yeah, so Clark and Chloe are basically on that road looking for some evidence, because apparently he's running from someone. Like, he's running from someone, maybe there's evidence. They find his backpack. They find his backpack on the side of the road, and, they just kind of dig through it. And what does Clark do? He just rips open a pocket.
So they find the comic books and the Twizzlers, which is what every 12-year-old boy needs.
Product placement.
Exactly, it's great. But Clark then finds a hidden contraption, and instead of doing it normally, he rips the backpack open, where Chloe says, "How in the world would you know that there was something in there?" "Oh, that's where I would be hiding something." "Okay, weirdo."
Yeah.
Like, Clark, it's one of those moments you need to be a little bit more sneaky.
Yeah, man just rips it open. So he finds a picture of, I guess, the actual mom of Ryan. And so, and so Clark's even like, well, Ryan does say weird things. I mean, he even said that you wanted me to ask you to prom and that you already bought a dress. And Chloe's like, oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God, he figured it out.
And then Clark's like, it isn't pink, is it? And then Chloe's even like,
no.
I was just looking at it. It's not actually. I didn't buy it.
It's not mine. It was for a friend, Clark.
I swear I don't have a shrine of you in my room, Clark. I swear I don't.
No, I'm not doing this, Clark. We're not doing this. Okay, I did it.
Okay, just forget it. We'll just leave now.
But we're also gonna ignore the fact that, Clark, I want you to ask me to prom. Instead, let me be this nervous about my stupid pink dress. Let's just overblow the fact that I want you to ask me. Let's just ignore that. Who cares?
Yeah.
Let's talk about my pink dress and what I'm wearing right now.
No, we don't need to do that.
Dude, her outfit, I'm not ever going to get over.
No one's...
Look.
You know, maybe we didn't need Pete. Maybe he was keeping the fashion in check.
Oh my
dude.
God. You think Pete was the hero?
Yeah, Pete might be the hero in the fashion sense over here.
So you're saying that he should not be writing a dating article, but a fashion article?
Maybe he's gay.
What? Maybe you want him to be.
Shower,
so that you have a crush on him.
Shower and the article to cloak his true interest.
By the way, you want me to get even further with this? Look how jelly he got about Clark hanging out with Lex.
Jealous with another man. Clark, get away from that girl. Let's go shower. Chloe, fashion icon, like probably helps her out with the outfits. They hang out a lot, dude.
But Pete, we have seen as the ladies' man. I think you're just jealous because
isn't any gay guy a ladies' man?
Listen, you want to go out on a date with Pete? Just say it.
Look, dude.
Just
tell me you don't see a lot of gay dudes hanging out with like a lot of girls.
All I know is, I think you're just hoping for. Hey, Brokeback Mountain, it can happen.
We are in countryside.
That's what I'm saying. Brokeback
Where is the mountain? Smallville Mountain. I would love it.
Oh my.
And so yeah, we're at commercial right now, just talking about how Pete is possibly gay.
By the way, your mountain's at the windmill.
That is the highest point. You can see the skyline, bro.
That's where you and Pete want to go, right?
I don't want to go anywhere with Pete.
Why
gay
not?
or straight.
Oh
Gay or straight, I don't want to go
You're going to have to cut all this out.
No, dude.
You're cutting all of this.
Dude, I have no problem, but Pete is making it a problem.
Oh
and so we come back after commercial, and we have Martha peeling some green apples.
All right, you want to know what a kid who wants to be adopted should never do? Is this scene right now.
Yeah.
Ryan, everything you are doing right now makes somebody hate you. What are you talking about? Why are you butting into Martha's head right now?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you trying to ask so many serious questions at this moment? She's making an apple pie.
Do you make apple pie with green apples?
Martha makes it with any apple she wants. Okay? Because she is the sweetest of all of the berries.
I want a piece of that Martha pie.
Oh, you can't afford it. Jonathan took all the bites out of Nicodemus.
I can clearly afford it because she went from Metropolis to countryside.
You can't. You know what? You just gotta get hit by a car from her, then she'll take you in.
Oh, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. And so basically, Ryan is just like kind of questioning Clark and his abilities, and knows that Martha's lying to him. So he storms out of the house again.
Well, he read Martha's mind in order to then discover in this next scene here, Clark then sees that
outer world.
I know. Clark then sees that the ship where it's been hiding has been opened, or the layer to where the ship is hiding has been opened. Goes down there below. He's like, oh no, who has found this? Obviously, Ryan is standing behind him saying, I knew it. I knew you were different.
Dude, nice ship.
Ryan, we are not going to adopt you.
Yeah.
We are, like, you just shot every type of chance in the foot. Where you believed, and this is where it does get sad. He sells himself in this scene.
He does. He's like, don't be mad, man. I read your mom's mind. This is actually, he finally admits, I read minds.
Well, no, and I will give Ryan this. At least when he finds Clark's secret out, he then reveals his own secret. But that's what I mean on why this scene's a little sad. Because he then tells, well, I'm not going to tell anybody. We won't tell anybody we have secrets to keep. I'll also read people's minds. So if somebody gets too close, I'll figure it out. I'll be able to help out with chores. I'll be a best friend. I'll be a brother.
I'll be the best little brother you ever had.
It actually is a really sad scene.
Yeah.
He's selling himself, and Clark ain't buying.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, and yeah, he's all concerned about it because you don't know this kid. When you go get down to it, you don't know this kid. He's 12 years old. He's 12. He's reading minds,
and you're just supposed to accept it. Where he then, and I'll give Clark this, bro. Stop telling people's personal.
I know,
business.
and he's like, I know Lana's secret. You want to know it? And Clark's like, no. No, you psycho.
Yeah, she already called me a brother. I can only imagine what she really
She's
thinks.
like, you know, no secret. It's about you. And he's like, God, you can't do this. Shut up.
What if he hit him?
God, John.
If you could take a car hitting you at 60, you could take this.
That's facts. You could probably smack him a good bit. And he's like, and so basically, Ryan, getting to your point, it's sad because he's like, people think you look at you as a freak. Like,
he's wanting to relate to him because he finally found a family that has a child that is being hidden, but who is also loved.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it's coming down to. Ryan, he has his own abilities, but people are just exploiting him versus just wanting to love them because he's their kid.
Yeah. And so you just basically find out, like, I wish I could just start over with y'all because, hey, I didn't want to tell y'all this because, I'm a freak.
Well, it's again, he just wants to be able, so I'd be safe. But now we're getting into the point of, well, who is the one chasing you? Who's making you feel like this?
Yeah.
And this is where Ryan is now revealing this is my stepdad and his girlfriend, and they just use me for my abilities to steal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because Ryan's like, I wanted to stop. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. They threatened me. Bro, you probably got those comic books out of it. Stop it.
Honestly, the money you got probably bought those comic books.
Yeah, it probably got them clothes. I don't want to hear anything, right? It was all fun and games until they started whooping you.
Hey, he brought the waterworks, dude. It's pretty sad, man.
Yeah, but Clark still doesn't want to adopt them.
Yeah.
I'm the only adopted kid in this house.
Yeah. And then it turns into the good son. He's Macaulay, and then Ryan is Elijah.
So then there's a knock at the door.
Guess who?
And it's Mrs. Gibson. Which, once again, Joseph, I have a problem. I'm going to pause it because I got a problem. What is the distance in the reading of the mind?
Yeah,
if she approached the door, before I would answer any door, if I am missing and I know my stepdad is looking for me, I'm not going la 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 to the front door.
Facts.
I'm going to listen to somebody's thoughts to see who it is.
Yeah, and it makes no sense because she was right there.
Once again, I want to hear what's in her head, where if she's, because she knows his ability, saying something else in her head.
Yeah.
Show me that. I need you to show me what they are hearing because they know his ability. I want to see if they're able to hide it. Mrs. Gibson here puts on the worst acting display I've ever seen in my entire life.
You say anything, they're going to die. I got a Glock on me. And so now John comes over, he's like, oh, hey, yeah, I'm with Child Services. I'm here to pick up Ryan. And they're just like, oh, you're a little early.
We weren't expecting you for another hour. Well, we can't thank you enough for taking care of Ryan. That doesn't explain anything.
Yeah.
You are explaining nothing. Can't Ryan stay a little bit longer? No, I need to put him in foster care. That's the law. Is that really what you're saying? Is that really your line? That is really what your excuse is? All right, here you go. Take the kid.
Yeah, and it's like, I feel, dude, how are we not asking for credentials? We're not
no.
anything?
She does have fake badge here.
Does she?
Yeah, she actually does show fake badge at the scene, which is why I like her. But the problem is, man, it's the law. I gotta take him and put him in a foster home. Nobody would ever say that, especially when you're dealing with a child.
That's true.
Nah, I just gotta take him. What? What do you mean you gotta take him?
Yeah, and so he obviously can't admit to the Kents, like, what's really going on. They have to leave now. And, yeah.
Ryan's crying.
Yeah.
That's why you're not being adopted, because you can't be strong, Ryan.
And so Clark is getting back. What's John doing out here, bro?
Jonathan
is he smoking?
Jonathan is crying because he just lost his son.
That's the best thing that ever happened to him.
So Jonathan is outside having a cigarette.
I'm gonna miss that kid.
Having just a good cry to himself.
And then Clark comes around the corner. It's like, oh, Clark. Yeah, Ryan left.
He's like, Clark.
Yeah, he didn't say bye.
Oh.
I tried to make him stay, Clark.
Oh, it's you, Clark.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so who do we have here unannounced once again, pulling up in a limo?
Hey, he has to arrive in the bodacious styling that he is.
Damn Lex, dude. Lex pulls up in the limo, and what does he gift Clark?
Once again, this is a sweet moment.
It is awesome. No, you love them when they're on screen.
Yeah,
together.
like this is actually a really great moment between them. Because all he does is show up. He's just, I wanted to have you something.
Yeah, he's like, hey, I'm gonna, because it's obviously he's gonna take this job. It looks like he's gonna take this
Yeah,
job.
he completely avoids it. Where Clark's like, I know this is a going away present. I'm not going away. I haven't made up my mind. Lex, you're giving me a gift. Like I know what this is, my man.
It could be just in case, He comes back like, I didn't leave. Give it back.
Hey, I got another lesson. I need that back. Yeah. Russian teacher's gonna hit me.
Yeah, so he gives him a rapier or reaper.
I think it's a reaper.
Yeah, and so your typical fencing type sword, and so I just don't understand why would you gift that to a farm boy? What's he gonna do with that, bro?
I think what it was supposed.
And then what do you see as the limo driver? Mr. Gibson.
Which,
And Lex doesn't know that.
instead of the hospital scene of them showing up looking for Ryan, or rather the scene where he kills and blows off the limo driver's face with a shotgun.
I would have much rather had that.
I would much rather have that scene.
Well, I do like the subtlety though too. It's like, oh, these people can get anywhere.
That's what I mean. Is that this episode overall to me? At least you made the villain so intense where he's not afraid to kill.
Oh yeah.
So at least you gave me a little bit like that. It's just
I haven't had someone like this since Hothead, bro.
But it's just you and I have talked now, and the editing in this episode is off.
Oh, it's so bad. At least the timeline, like the continuity of it, is just everywhere.
It's everywhere, and it's not making. Get in the car, Ryan!
Yeah, and so basically Lex is driving away, it's all good, but they stop. So Mr. Gibson stops, and they're basically pulling a heist on Lex. They want his trust fund. They want the trust fund password.
Can you please explain, do they have passwords like that?
Trust fund?
Does the trust fund have a password like that?
I have no idea.
It's because they're making it seem
I'm not
like
a
that.
trust fund, baby.
They're making it seem like that it's a bank account. Give me the password for it. I know trust funds do that.
Yeah, it's like some type of encrypted account.
I thought trust funds, though, you have to have some trust funds, and most trust funds, in my opinion, don't work, and they're irrevocable until that person actually goes.
Pretty much. Well, there's different types of trusts. Like, there can be living trusts. There can be, obviously the ones that, are mainly... There are even trusts for, college savings and stuff, dude. This is my job. I do this all day.
You know what? I don't want to hear this right now. All I know is that the password, it doesn't make sense to me.
And so, yeah, they have Ryan now, and they're trying to pull the heist and reading the mind of Lex right now. He said, yeah, I got the password.
I got it. Don't even worry about it. Okay.
So this next scene, as they go and drive off to go get the trust fund.
Oh, God. So...
We come back to the barn, and what is Clark doing?
All right.
Clark is just like...
Can I just say this? I'm sorry. I just have to stop you real quick here. This scene to me proves that he needs to pick Chloe. The fact that Chloe finds him attractive in this scene means she is a woman that's into magic tricks. Means that she's
into whatever Clark is doing.
Whatever Clark is doing, she is in love with. I'm sorry, that's my only point I wanted to make before you go on with the scene.
Dude, you cut to this scene and Clark's just up here in the barn. He's swinging the sword like a 5-year-old. He's swinging like a 5-year-old just managed to get something really long in his hand or something. Like he's swinging
It's a lightsaber from Star Wars.
And then we have Chloe unannounced, of course. And so that's our fourth one this episode. We had a lot this episode. And so she's still wearing the same stupid outfit.
And she says, obviously, you got that gift from our favorite millionaire playboy. Oh my God.
And she's like, well, Clark, I'm still here.
No.
I'm not going anywhere.
No, so I just added that. So Clark is like, yeah, it was a going away present from Lex. Looks a little down. Chloe then turns to him. Well, I'm still here. Clark immediately gives a smile. Oh yeah, fuck me.
Like I'm the so smile, happy. Like he's lying like Ryan right now.
He smiles like he's like great.
It's like thinking about, like, man, Pete's gone. I thought you were gone too.
Oh, great.
And so, basically, yeah, Chloe's just like, oh, all right.
And she wipes the drool from her mouth watching him play with the sword.
And so, yeah, so they basically, she had sources from a cute officer in traffic officer, whatever. And so, oh my God.
She's 14. Like, yeah. She is 14. Look, we have to go back to this.
So, yeah. So, basically, she's talking about how she pulled some sources for Ryan and on his life. And she got it from her little sleazeball, whatever, cute officer in traffic. And she makes this subtle comment here after that. Says, yeah, he's kind of cute. Maybe I'll ask him to prom. And, like, it's trying to probe Clark here and trigger him.
Which does work.
And... It does work. They look at each other so... I would hate these conversations. How awkward it is pisses me off.
I love how awkward they are. Because, dude, pick Chloe. I'm sorry. I'm not going to let this go. At least in this season, I can't let this go because she would be into your magic. She is into you waving that sword.
It sucks we're never going to let that go, but it happened one time, Clark, but you ruined it, dude.
It was your first date. Chloe
with the girl of your dreams, too. Chloe. Do that with Chloe, who wouldn't care what you're doing.
She would be, can you show me again?
I missed it.
Oh, my God.
And so, basically, as that little awkward convo's going on, she finds out about James Gibson.
Oh, Oh my God.
The mugshot.
They don't say it. They just have it written down.
James John Gibson, about how he's a career criminal. And so it cuts back to the limo drive of throwing Lex out of the limo. They just threw his ass out. And so they
Get out of here, rich boy.
And so they throw Lex out. And so Clark gets informed, oh shit, I saw this guy, he was Lex's limo driver. And so he goes and runs. My thing is that, so, wait, actually before that, we have Gibson needing the password from Ryan, and Ryan's like, okay, it's Julian, the name Julian. And of course, actually it makes sense. Why wouldn't Lionel make that the trust fund password?
Yeah. And why wouldn't that... Actually, even with Lex's password, I don't even see why that wouldn't be his.
Right. And so as we cut from that, we go back to Clark running over here on the random road to Lex. Oh, hey, why is no one questioning how Clark even got here?
Lex knows in this scene.
He has to.
He knows in this scene.
And then even Clark runs off and leaves him there by himself.
And by the way, Lex is even turned around like, I know the game, Clark. I'm not going to look. I know.
I'm not looking.
I'm not looking. I don't know that you're going to disappear right now. I know this isn't going to happen. Oh, hey, look, you're gone.
Yeah. And then we pull up with the limo to Starlight Bowling.
Okay, hold on. Can we pause real quick here? Because I do have to make this. Did you, because this is also my little fun fact since you brought up Starlight Bowling. Did you read about what the bowling alley is actually called? How cool is that? They shot it on site at this bowling alley.
It's also in Canada.
And it's in Canada. And it's called Lois Lanes.
That is so cool.
That is so badass. And by the way, why wouldn't they keep that?
I would have loved that.
That would have been who cares? Nobody would know in season 1.
That's true.
Man, I'm a little upset with that one. That's such an easy thing to fit.
I feel like Starlight, I'm also thinking Starlight. That's the boys, right?
I know Starlight Labs. Starlight would be the girl from Boys.
The Boys, yeah. So, yeah, no, I completely agree. I think they should have at least kept it. But it is a nice fun fact, though. I love that. Because it just goes to show maybe for some reason they were shooting in Canada, but it's like, let's go shoot at this place that has a clear DC reference.
Oh, and also here, when we pull up to the Starlight Bowling Alley, torch the limo!
Torch the limo, baby! That's the line of this episode, bro.
Oh my God.
And so basically...
She gets out the gas.
the whole gas canister. And so, yeah, they're basically trying to decrypt this whole trust fund. The password's wrong, apparently. And Ryan actually gave them the wrong password. He said, I'm not going to give it to you. I'm not going to tell you. And then what does Mrs. Gibson do? She pulls out the gun and is like, I swear to God, I'll drop him right now. Whoa. I think I prefer the shotgun guy.
Yeah.
You're going to drop a 12-year-old?
All right. Why hasn't he done this before with them?
What do you mean?
Played them against each other. So this is the scene where now
because he starts to play them against each other.
Where
once he gets the money, he's going to kill you.
Yeah, Ryan immediately turns to Mr. Gibson, says, or Mrs. Gibson, hey, don't listen to him. Moment Mr. Gibson gets the money, he's going to kill you. Mrs. Gibson, whoa, you know this kid has always freaked me out, but he's never been a liar. Mr. Gibson, oh, okay, I'm done with this.
I pull out my shotgun, then I pull out my gun. And he's like, you know what? That's true.
Take it to the face. My God, he blows her away.
Dude, how is he holding this shotgun with one hand, bro?
Because
I know it's a sawed-off, but man.
Joseph, like what we talked about, he has done this so many times.
Oh, it's pump action, actually.
He is used to...
Right!
Just shoots him.
Dude, so he shoots Mrs. Gibson, right? And Ryan runs into the bowling alley because he's terrified. And some worker comes out with just trash cans. He's like, whoa, what the hell? Is the kid just running in here? Oh, what does Mr. Gibson do? Oh, you're dead. Shoots him straight in the face.
Ryan has seen so many heads explode in his life. He has got to be scarred. You want to talk about the real abuse? It's how many times he has seen Mr. Gibson blow people's heads off.
Dude, I'd be terrified too, bro. This man's running into the lane. He goes into the back of the bowling pins, like where the machinery is.
And I love that they actually showed the distance between them, because it's the moment he slips in, Mr. Gibson then walks in.
Yeah.
It all made sense with the time. I liked... See, there's a
cool
good editing.
Yeah, it's good to show shit like that because, it gets hard to believe when it's like, how do you not see this man?
And now Ryan is able to hide behind the pins in this scene where obviously Mr. Gibson is going to be going hunting.
Lane by lane.
And I like this type of ending. It's like what we're talking... I think things are missing in this episode.
A lot of things are missing.
But it seems like that we have at least some type of solid idea. If we're going to have a corny villain, at least just make him blow everyone's face off. Because then he becomes more serious to me than blackmail.
Yeah, that's true. And so, like, we are on our last commercial break here, and I do agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, sure, we're making like jokes about it, like being like funny about it, but it's also, I mean, shit gets real with this man. So
oh yeah, dude, no, you gotta appreciate this type of villain because there's no holding back.
Exactly.
Like,
I already know I'm normal.
Yeah, sure,
no
we
powers.
like some maybe some internal conflict within them, but nah, you gotta every once in a while throw us the psycho, throw us the madman. I like the hobo with the shotgun.
Throw us somebody that has nothing to lose, nothing to care about, who just wants to watch the world burn.
Dude, and he wants to watch the world burn. He had a fine lady too, bro, and he just capped her like it was nothing.
I know, and he thinks he's gonna be able to pick up something like that like it's nothing. Oh my god. He is in for a rude awakening. And here's the other thing about this.
He was gonna burn the limo now.
For what Ryan's ability is, you would think they would have been able to get something else.
Oh, dude.
You would think that they
would be using him for so many other things.
Yeah,
like I'd be using him for so many other things. So after commercial break, we're on the hunt now. James Gibson, first off, he has a bowling ball in his hand, and then one other is the shotgun.
I love. That's
He's gonna
amazing.
Just throw the bowling ball down the lanes.
I'm gonna start throwing down some strikes here, and I'm gonna see what I can hit. Because also, if you didn't know, I used to be a professional bowler.
Clearly, he just pulled a strike right now
with holding a shotgun.
And he already found the lane he was in. Apparently, somehow he can see him.
Well, I mean,
I guess it wouldn't be that hard actually.
Yeah, there's only about 12 lanes and nobody in there. If you see a shadow running by, you're gonna be able to see.
That's true. And yeah, I mean, it is a little dark, but no, he could clearly see him. He's like hunting him down, and then he just starts shooting.
He just starts going, just starts pulling the trigger like crazy. That's what we're talking about, though. This man pulls nothing back. Clark now has run up to the scene of the crime. He sees everybody's faces blown off. Runs inside of the bowling alley.
Clark is not fazed by death whatsoever.
But I love this part.
Oh.
Yeah.
You mean the Mystery Men bowler part?
Dad, are you ready?
Are you ready? No, Dad, I'm not doing that.
No, Dad, these are my friends. No, stop it. You know what? You want to go back in the back? You want to go back in the back? Because we knew this.
You don't mean to mean you the bowler's daughter. But, so yeah, basically, Clark...
Oh my god, what a great movie.
Dude, oh, I love that
Mystery
movie, bro.
Man is so good.
I love Mystery Man. And dude, this guy would be dead. Clark
Clark kills this man.
Clark gets the ball and throws it directly through the wall, enough to break the wall.
Well, Mr. Gibson gets Ryan trapped, and I don't even know how Ryan fit there, by the way, in that little tiny...
He is 12, hey man, he's small.
Clark picks up the ball, chunks it. Okay, Clark shattered that man's rib.
That sternum is gone.
Yeah, there is no bones that are holding up.
Bones are being pressed into the heart, the lungs, everything.
Yeah, he is completely dead. Clark killed a man in this scene.
Dude, I bet
he's not breathing.
Zack Snyder would have loved that. He'd love a hero killing citizens.
I'm not gonna lie to you though. If I'm Clark, and this is what I mean about Superman and Batman. That guy blew off so many faces.
I would have killed that guy.
That guy needed to die.
Yeah. And so after he saved Ryan, they're back at the Talon, and Ryan is saying goodbye because he's actually leaving now.
He has to go say bye to the girl of his dreams too.
Mm-hmm.
I do like this scene quite a bit. This is a very nice
I wanted to thank you about your advice on Sky. You were right. She was stealing from us.
Lana's a liar. She just wanted to fire somebody so that she can be like a boss. If you've ever seen the Friends episode with Monica, and she has to fire somebody so that she feels like everybody respects her. That's what was going on behind the scenes. None of that staff respected Lana. She had to have a scapegoat.
Imagine having a 14, 15-year-old boss, and you get fired. How worthless do you feel?
I have to go home to my child, and I'm by myself, while you get to go home to your aunt, while you run this place thanks to the help of a billionaire.
Dude, and what's crazy is that you mentioned the aunt, because Ryan gets to go home with his aunt. He actually has a living aunt, and he gets to go home with her.
So if you're Sky, you kill Lana too.
Sure. I can get behind that. Clark, come save the day.
Oh my god.
And so what does Lana do to give him appreciation? She kisses him on the cheek. Ryan just came in his pants.
Yeah. Ryan immediately doesn't know what to do with himself. Says, I have to go sit down right now. Because...
Like, oyster.
I can't do this. No.
And so, and then Clark's like, so you recover yet? And then, I think I'm in love, Clark.
Well... Join the club.
Because, yeah, Clark is just as horny.
But he deserves...
he does.
The problem is, it's going back to what we said at the start here. This is the very last pause. I'm sorry, folks, because I just have to bring this up one last time. If a girl says, I'm your brother, I'm not looking at you nor smiling at you.
Until I get better relationship status.
I want you to say you take back the brother comment, and then I'll go back to being your friend. You gotta take back the brother comment right now.
That's right.
That's what
I would shun her for a while.
I would too. I would too. We'll see.
Hey, maybe break up with Whitney or do something. I don't know. Something that proves that I'm not your brother anymore. I'll be back. And so
remember when I saw Red Blaze?
So after that, we go back to the mansion, and Lex is finally telling his father, "Yeah, I'm not going to go to Metropolis."
Well, Lionel's playing with blue balls in his hands in this scene, acting as if they're some type of meditation.
Maybe he technically had the blue balls from Lex.
Ooh, so this is a metaphor that Lex was just teasing his own father, and Lionel is now realizing his son is wanting to become his own man.
Yep.
And not be in his father's shadow. Lex then makes the comparison saying, well, in your story, father, the son immediately came up and returned to Rome with his own army in order to then take the throne.
All the emperors were fearful of their sons being more successful than them.
Yes.
And that is what's happening right now.
Well, it's very true, too, because and this is where it really comes down to, is that Lionel wants to always say, Lex is going to be carrying on my legacy, versus Lex is doing his own thing and then taking over my legacy.
Yeah, and I love that what he tells him here is like, I'm your future, Lex. Like, you need to join me in Metropolis. Like, you need to join me. And...
You waited so long.
Yeah, he's like, you waited so long to hear those words, huh? And he's like, I've waited to hear other things from you for much longer.
Okay, son's 21. And Lex wanting to be his right-hand man for how long? Let's say 4 or 5 years. So, Lionel, do you think that your 21-year-old son would probably be wanting an I love you? More than you're my right-hand man. He's been waiting 21 years for an I love you. And he wants love more than... He's only been waiting 4 years for the other.
At least for Eternal with the Luthers, he wants love more than power right now. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Lionel,
or does he want hair?
Yo, love and hair kind of goes hand in hand, dude. And so, basically, yeah. All in all, this conversation ends. I think he's kind of impressed. I think he's kind of impressed with Lex, but still, he tells him he's making a mistake.
Either way, though, I feel like he's still a little upset because his son's getting further apart from him.
Yep.
It's more distancing.
But that's his fault.
It is his fault. Or is it Julian's fault?
Oh. I love that they elaborate more on Julian's backstory.
Oh, I know. There's a lot of tie-ins with Julian here.
And so now we're back at the Kent farm. Ryan's saying goodbye to everyone and tells the parents, hey, I'm going to keep Clark's Kent a secret. I know what it's like to hide from the world. And they're completely shocked because they didn't even know he knew. But
they're like, great.
They're like, oh, shit.
Clark?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And so the aunt of Ryan pulls up and they exchanged some few words, Ryan and Clark, the last few words here. And yeah, why is Ryan's aunt kind of hot?
What? Wait, what?
Anyways.
What is going on?
Dude.
She looks like Madam Humphrey or whatever from Harry Potter. What are you talking about?
Madam Humphrey.
Yeah.
Had the wagon.
In the pink.
Oh no, that's not her name. Is it Humphrey?
Dolores
Umbridge. Dude, hell no. I'm not talking about her. Anyways, but yeah, so Ryan, it basically ends on here. And Ryan gifts him his Warrior Angel comics.
So, M. Night Shyamalan copied Smallville. I need to find out when Unbreakable was made.
That was like 2001.
I need to find out. There was some copying here. You're trying to tell me that Samuel L. Jackson was the big comic book nerd. Lex is a comic book nerd too? And you're trying to convince me there is no type of correlation? Because to your point, Warrior Angel comes up again.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the comic book references, don't get me wrong. I hate the made-up character, but also in that scene where he hands him the books, you can clearly see all the newspapers things. Those are fake comics. You can clearly see how fake those books are.
Yep. And yeah, it is kind of weird, the comparison on that, but yep.
Oh, it's Mr. Glass.
And what's crazy too is that we do get another episode with Ryan. And we get to actually get more elaboration on his powers because we didn't really get explanation. We just know what he can do, but we actually get it more elaborate, and that'll be his last episode. Is the next one that's
only a man in a funny red hair moment.
I love the Superman song in Smallville.
Inside of me, inside of everything.
And so they drive off into the sunset. The Kents say goodbye, and we roll credits.
How the hell is this episode over an hour?
Dude.
You are so happy we're done.
I'm very happy. It should have been much shorter. It should have been much shorter. Stop! This episode should have been much shorter. I did not enjoy this one. This one, what we should start doing? We should start comparing our ratings to the IMDb ones. Because IMDb has this down as an 8.6.
Holy shit! Alright. I told you, though, I didn't mind this episode.
Yeah, I know you didn't.
What did Zero have?
Oh, yes.
I actually want to see, before we end this tonight, I want to have that comparison, because before, you were shocked that
Zero
I said...
had 7.8.
I told you this was better than Zero. What's their worst of the season?
How is Nicodemus not higher? It's 8.1. Okay,
Nicodemus needs to be 9. Nicodemus needs to be all the way up there.
I'm going to give Stray 7.
I'd give that. I'd give that.
I'll give it a 7.
I mean, it's just, in a way, Stray has those little moments for me that I can at least latch onto. Yeah. That makes me, appreciate it. It makes me laugh.
So, other than that, I only had one more fun fact, and it was about Edge City.
What do you got about Edge City?
Edge City... Obviously, they mentioned that's where the ant lives.
They mentioned it 3 times, which I thought it was some type of connection.
That's where the ant lives, and that's where Ryan's gonna live, at this point. But so basically, Ed City was actually created for Smallville. It's a city that's gonna be mentioned so many times, later on. But the actual comic reference is completely separate. With Dark Horse Comics, it's the city where the Mask lives. Stanley Ipkiss, the Mask.
Really?
If you watch The Mask again, Jim Carrey, he lives in Ed City.
Interesting. That's really cool.
Yeah. But again, DC and Dark Horse are completely separate. I mean, they did tie-ins.
I was going to say, they did some tie-ins, though, and I'm wondering if that was some type of... They mentioned it 3 times as if they were like, hey, Edge City. No, Edge City. It was like a nudge to the audience.
I was doing my research, man. Dark Horse is an independent publisher, not DC at all. But, yeah, Ed City, at least in this DC sense, was created only for Smallville.
Well, yeah, Dark Horse. You know how I know Dark Horse so well. Dark Horse, Hellboy is released from Dark Horse. All of Hellboy is Dark Horse, which is, by the way, I have all of it. But, yes, that's how I know them very well. And I did know this. And, see, I thought Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at one point was a part of Dark Horse, but I think I'm completely wrong. And they were always a part of IDW, which is DC.
Right, like a subsidiary.
So, yeah. I thought Dark Horse...
That's what I thought Dark Horse was for a second.
But it's not, is it?
No. But see, even the thing is, what's crazy is, think of, Injustice, the video game.
Yeah.
The DLC characters that came out, one of them was Hellboy.
See, I wonder if
they were dropping Starfire, they dropped, Enchantress, and then they dropped Hellboy.
And Mike Mignola, the artist and creator of Hellboy 2, has done a storyline with Hellboy, Batman, and Starman as a team up.
Mm-hmm. And they did The Mask, Dark Horse with Lobo, and they also did one with him and Joker.
I don't think they've ever done any type of tie-ins with Marvel.
No.
There's got to be some type of tie between DC and Dark Horse here. Oh, if you're a fan, you better tell us.
Yeah, dude. We need comments, and we need comments on that. We need insight.
We need 5 stars.
5 stars indeed. Yeah, so thank you again for holding out on us. This episode was not meant to be this long, but it was because, well, hopefully I can cut it down a bit later on. So
we're talking about, I have gold in this episode. Gold!
So next week we'll have episode 17, Reaper. Looking like we have a meteorite-infected man. We're going back to the kryptonite. And who seeks to relieve the suffering of the sick and elderly with a deadly touch.
A moment of strength.
I hate you.
A moment of
we need more like Sum 41. We need more Good Charlotte. We need more.
We're only gonna get Sum 41 when Clark is getting boo-boos on his
elbow.
elbow.
We need more Lifehouse.
We're gonna get Lifehouse. Don't you worry.
But anyways, yes, thank you again for holding out with us. We appreciate it. All the likes and comments, anything that will help us, further increase in the future.
Just share it.
Yeah.
Share it to everybody. Even if they don't like Smallville, make them like Smallville.
Yeah.
That is the point of this.
Push it down their throat.
Shove Smallville into everyone.
All right, so we'll be back next week. Stay tuned.